On America's Brie, Thiele joins us live in studio with an update. Hello.
Hey there, Cassie. Well, stocks continuing to rally today. We'll get to the current numbers in just a second. But first, let's talk student loans. Something I found to be very interesting was that while there are many attack ads out against Clinton, she is not wasting her time yet doing the same.
Hi, Brie.
Hi, Laura. And almost back to normal is the key word there, because while the president ordered all those federal employees back to work,
Could ultimately do away with the peace talks altogether, no?
yeah, that's the primary concern, because keep in mind, that these talks, they're very fragile and they've just resumed after being stalled for almost 3 years. I also thought it was interesting how he seemed inspired by the movement nearly a century ago that made high school readily available to all American citizens.
It might even be a couple weeks until we hear about Alaska.
But we're biting our nails. We want to know. Those were some really big puffs.
They were. I've never seen anything like that. Apparently that's normal when you involve the electronic part of it.
Wow. Rossi's signature jetpack uses 4 engines, can fly as high as 12,000 feet, has a range of about 9 miles, and can stay in the air for 10 minutes. And in case you didn't know, that's exactly how Patrick Cushing comes to work every day. That's right, Cassie. He's actually calling it a momentous new venture. It sounds like he's going to be helping create a new news organization.
President Obama's uncle could get deported. However, he says he should be allowed to stay.
Onyengo Obama is the half-brother of the president's late father, Barack Obama Sr. He's scheduled to appear at a deportation hearing at the U.S. Immigration Court in Boston this week. Plus, you will never believe what welfare recipients are buying with their food stamps. I'll give you a hint. The federal government says it's illegal.
And the potential crisis in Ukraine continues to unfold by the minute. We have all the details coming up this hour.
One America News Evening Edition starts now. They have literally reached their breaking point. The images coming out of Malaysia are just heartbreaking. I think it was smart to put it out there and say, hey, we were not able to get a lot done. I'm going to try and get some stuff done in 2014. And, if that means bypassing Congress, then I'll do it. This was a hard case for many to watch. The former governor was an extremely likable guy who was a Boy Scout and has a very long record of service to the Commonwealth. Doctors have been experimenting with this sort of treatment for years now, the idea of killing cancer with viruses. But only until recently did doctors reach a breakthrough in really fighting the disease, and it's in large part due to technological advances in the genetic engineering of viruses.
New research out of Duke University. The Preston Robert Tisch Brain Tumor Center finds that genetically engineered poliovirus could be a new anti-cancer agent. In 3 years, 5 brain tumor patients have been treated when the virus is injected directly into a patient's tumor. That ensures the tumor will have the maximal amount of infecting and killing tumor cells, which is exactly what happened to Stephanie Liscombe, whose aggressive form of glioblastoma continues to shrink.
The tumor, such as Stephanie's, is the worst of the worst of the worst you can imagine. This is a type of cancer that does not respond well to anything out there. So that we are seeing a response at all is remarkable. And then the type of response we have seen with Stephanie is the more astonishing.
Doctors say these are very encouraging signs and that clinical trials are now underway against glioblastoma brain tumors in adults and brain tumors in children.
We are throwing everything we got at these tumors, and we have to even get more aggressive on our research effort, because for every patient where we have successes, we have others where we don't. So this spurs us on to work even harder.
And Dr. Matthias Gromeyer goes on to say that it is not time for celebration just yet. They need to push on and find a cure, and he's not the only one pushing ahead. Doctors are also using the herpes virus and HIV to cure cancer. A new study published in the New England Journal of Medicine finds that 27 out of 30 adults and children with leukemia achieved complete remission 1 month after being injected with a disabled form of HIV. Certainly an exciting breakthrough in the medical field, the thought of killing cancer using diseases that formerly killed us. Brie, Thiele, One America News. Beverly Hills, Palm Springs, and the Coachella Valley use the most water per capita in the state, and therefore Governor Brown wants them to cut water use by 35%. Of course, the heart of the issue is California's drought, and while city managers have complained and called these measures next to impossible, Governor Brown says we have to do things differently.
Beverly Hills City Council members approved new strict water regulations on Tuesday amid pressure from the governor. Residents will now face fines of up to $1,000 for doing things like filling a swimming pool with water or washing their car outside of their home. They're also only allowed to water lawns 2 times a week, down from 3. The city's Public Works Commission recommended suspending the use of water fountains, but the council decided against that. Governor Brown recently told PBS News, under new statewide water restrictions, Californians will have to change the way they live.
In almost every way conceivable, Californians have to get used to a very different world, and we're going to have to live just a little bit differently.
Governor Jerry Brown is mandating a 25% cut to water use in the state. And on Friday, the Water Commission is set to release a report that will explain how it's going to work. There will be rules and fines that each city will face if water consumption is not cut back. And we're hearing those fines are as much as $10,000 a day.
And while Beverly Hills and Palm Springs have to cut water use by 35%, in other cities like Santa Cruz and San Francisco, where residents already conserve water, reduction targets are at 10%. Brie, Thiele, One America News.